Larissa in space. I watched this bad sci-fi movie with my boyfriend who complains because the movie aliens have arms and legs, and if they're real aliens, they're not going to look like we think aliens will look, which is mostly like humans but not. They might even appear to be hot air balloons or squid or something we don't even have a name for, and I lean forward on the couch and say, "So aliens could be here and we don't even know it." He shrugs and says, "Why not?" I say, "Because that would freak me out." He says it's in the papers all the time, how people say they were abducted by aliens, pale little beings with hollow eyes, but that's how you know you're making it up. I'd be more likely to believe someone if she said she was abducted by aliens that look like fuzzy purple caterpillars, he says, something I wouldn't expect. My boyfriend thinks aliens will find us after we're gone. They'll have to make sense of our gardens of concrete and rusted metal and empty pop bottles, decode our lives through plastic. Because I don't like my coworker Melinda, when we have lunch the next day and she tells me for the 20th time about her boyfriend's new dog, this pedigreed beagle, I look at her calmly and say, "I was abducted by aliens last night." Then I keep chewing my peanut butter and honey and banana sandwich. She stops eating. "What?" I say, "I was abducted by aliens last night," and look at my sandwich to see how many banana pieces I have left. She says, "You were not." I say, "They looked like caterpillars, big, fuzzy purple caterpillars." She crunches her empty bag of chips in one hand. "That's not how aliens look." I smile and say, "How many times have you been abducted?" Her shoulders get stiff. She says, "I just know that's not how aliens look." I say, "I was lying in bed and I couldn't move and I saw these little purple caterpillars crawling all over my body like they were inspecting me. And then there was this bright light and we were sitting in a thing that must have been their spaceship and I couldn't see too much and there were more caterpillars all over me and it was soft and gentle like being inspected by cotton balls. And I knew they just wanted to figure out more about humans and I didn't move or try to squish them." Melinda has shut up about the dang beagle. So I say, "After 10 minutes, there was another bright light and I was back in bed." "Just a dream," she says. "No," I say, shaking my head very slowly. "It was very real." "You should see someone," she says, looking away from me. "I'm talking to a reporter tonight," I say. "Don't make a fool of yourself," she says. "Of course not," I say. "The world needs to hear this. People need to know we have been visited." By then lunch is over, so there can be no more talk of beagles or how much they cost or how many times they need to go outside every day to pee. And I hear Melinda yap at our boss and use wide hand gestures and glance at me and say, "Caterpillars." But I smile and wave at them both because I was Employee of the Month last month and Melinda's just jealous. But on the drive home, I hear about another cult in Idaho whose members say they were dropped off on Earth by aliens 20 years ago, and the aliens will come back soon to pick them up. And they say that every time in the Bible when angels are mentioned, they really mean aliens. Big glowing figures with wings, it's perfectly logical. And I listen to them and roll my eyes because it's like everyone wants to be abducted, connected, singled out as special by these things in the great beyond. But as I keep driving, I imagine that little purple caterpillar ringing my wrist like a fuzzy bracelet, listening to me talk about my job at the shoe store as it writes a book on the species.